when you really sit down and think about life, and just like when you think about your purpose, it can take you to like a really weird area. Hang on, the camera's all weird. There we go. I'm making a makeshift thing going on right now behind the camera just because I don't have an ideal spot for recording stuff yet. I will soon though, don't worry. Anyways, thinking about your worth, why you're here, anything that you can think of can get really demoralizing, but also extremely motivating, if that makes sense. We all have our own passions. We all have our own drives. We all have our own everything. We all have our things. Some people want to be doctors. Some people want to be construction workers. Some people want to be a teacher. Some people, they don't really know, and that's okay. We're all on our own time, and I think a problem with a lot of people, including myself, is forgetting that there's no such thing as a right time. The right time is your time. Now, that being said, the right time is also now. So what I mean, like, what's the difference between those two? I guess I worded that poorly. There's no such thing as being behind. Being behind is not real. You are on time. But the right time is right now. So if you're wanting to do something and thinking about doing it, rather than sitting and thinking, you just kind of have to go and do it. So the reason why I'm saying this is because that's kind of my entire motto. My entire thing is like, just do it. And the reason why is because like, that's what I did and it worked. I had an idea. I started to do some things. I thought about a lot of stuff. And at the age of 15, I pulled the trigger and I started my first company. And now I am turning 20 in a few months, and I literally am in a point in my life that most adults aren't. And when I say a point, I'm meaning financially stable, financially responsible, all the things. And like I'm able to do so much stuff. Like I'm 19 turning 20, and I'm taking my girlfriend to Disney World for a week, and this is like, she's gone once before. This is more so her first time, but it's like, and this is not me trying to brag, but it's the fact of like, some people go to Disney World once their entire life or never, just because they can't afford it. And like, I'm able to do that. I'm looking at houses right now for me to purchase, and like, that's crazy for me. Like for me at 19, almost 20, saying, hey, I'm going to look at a house to purchase. I'm going to get, because I've obviously had a car, but it was a car my parents gave me when I was 16. It's a Jeep. It's very nice. But I'm starting to look at cars, and like I'm looking at cars that some people can't even like fathom of having or understanding. And I realize that all these things that I'm able to do and I'm doing, I know that's not normal. Now it feels like a normal to me, but I forget that's not normal. And I also forget that a lot of people don't understand what I'm doing and don't get it. And and I'm having these mental battles right now. These mental battles are, like one of my favorite quotes is from an amazing movie, but I'm sure it's not from this movie, but it's said, but the tree falls the way it leans, right? I think that's how it goes. We're gonna say that's how it goes. If it's not how it goes, I'm sorry, that's a little embarrassing, but the tree falls the way it leans. And what I mean by that is like, I am making the choice right now to lean the way I'm leaning, so when I fall, and this is all obviously just like trying to continue the metaphor, that when I fall the right direction. I'm not hanging out with the wrong group. I'm not making choices that 99% of the people my age are choosing. And the thing is, those choices are fine. Like you have free will. We were graced with free will for a reason. And I'm not going to ever judge a person based on their choices, based on who they are. I will never judge a person on that. I love everybody, I love everyone, right? That's just how I've always been. I don't care who you are, and I don't care your past. I don't care what you've done. I believe everyone should still be loved. And obviously there's people out there that have done terrible things. There's people out there that have said terrible things. And I feel like everyone should still be loved within reason. Like there's certain things where it's like, okay, but we don't need to get into that. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is I'm leaning this way where I literally, if I'm not at band, or if I'm not at the gym, or if I'm not in class, I am sitting in front of these two screens just working, whether it's homework or actual work. And like, it's a little insane to me. Like, so many people are out having fun, and and for some reason I'm envious of it, but also I'm not at all. So I'm envious of the fact that these people are okay with going out and partying now, even though they understand that it's going to impact their future, I think, but maybe they don't. and this is going to be a lot of random things coming out of my mouth, so they might not make sense, but I'm trying to get a point across of how I feel. I'm kind of almost envious in the fact that these people are okay with going out, and that's kind of like their thing, and they're still content and they're still confident in their future. But I am not envious of that because I'm hardwired so differently that I'm in a place that they may never be. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Sorry, fellas, my parents called me. My dad's in Florida right now at our house doing some stuff, and my mom's taking care of my sister, and I'm here. I don't know, what was I saying? I'm envious of that, but I'm very grateful for the way that I'm so completely differently hardwired. Like, I'm able to do, like, okay, I remember now. I'm in a point in my life where some people where most adults aren't, and some people will never be, and I'm very happy with that. But then it's like, I don't know, it's a mental battle I'm having, and I think what makes it even harder is the fact that I am I'm alone in this. Like, my parents are doing the same thing I did, or I'm doing the same thing my parents did, except I'm doing it a little different. One, I'm alone. It's just me. Two, I'm starting so much younger. I think my dad was out of college when he started, so like, not saying like I'm doing it harder than him, but I'm tackling a full-time college student and a business. On top of that, I still try to have hobbies such as the gym and marching band, which, if you know anything about marching band, it takes up every ounce of your time humanly possible, especially this year, because we've had 5 home games in a row, which means I have been at band Tuesday through Saturday. So it's like, it's a lot, right? The camera still feels like it's crooked. Whatever, it's fine. So I'm just really, it's hard on me. And when I say hard, it's not hard in the fact of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what to do. It's hard on the fact of trying to stay strong up here. Staying strong up here, and I mean, having a strong brain, being strong mentally is like one of the most powerful things you can have. And I've gotten to that point where I'm very powerful up here. I know what's real, I know what's not. I understand when a feeling is actually a valid feeling or when it's just something crazy going on in my head, because you have a voice up there. Most people, some people don't, but you have thoughts, and there's a lot of thoughts that go on up there that really aren't even like you. They're just things being said or happening depending on what you have. Like, I have a friend who doesn't have a voice in his head. It's just like, I don't know how that works, but you have thoughts and that you can't really control. Everyone has them. No one, I can't think of anyone that can control every thought that happens in your brain. Like, even like the toughest guys ever, like David Goggins, like he's supposed to be like the toughest of the toughest. I'm sure he still has days. I'm sure he still has thoughts where it's just like not him. So going back on this topic of like me doing these things at a very young age, people don't get it. People don't understand me. And it's also like, because of the things I'm doing are so unreal, I don't click with people. So it's like I don't have a way for my tree to lean, right? And like today in my class, it's a management class. And it's all right. I mean, like, the whole idea is you're learning how to manage a business. And it's like some of the stuff's valid, but it's just, you can't teach that. You can't teach the things that I'm doing. You have to, you learn it by experience. That's why my courses are not just a book. You don't just read it. It's a course. It's education. You read it. I give you an assignment and you do it and you put it in your real life. Now, I know like this teacher is doing that, like she's giving us homework and stuff. She doesn't have qualifications that I do. Like, and then that might sound crazy. I am more qualified than my professor, because like the first day of classes, she was talking about why she's qualified to teach this class. And her thing was she managed a Walmart and an AT&T store. And I was like, honey bun, no. That's not a qualification. You are doing what you're being told every day. You go to work and your boss says, hey, you're doing this. Yes, you might do it. You might manage the people, but you're not coming up with the stuff. You're not dealing with the hard stuff on the back end. The worst thing that could ever happen to you is you get fired and then you go find another job. As a business owner, the worst thing that happens is we lose everything. We don't just get fired. We lose it all. So in this class, she was talking about some stuff and we had to go through and like choose these things. It's called SWOT. It's strengths, weakness, opportunity, threat. And it's like a thing that a lot of companies do to find their company SWOT, right? And she was like, yeah. And she said, hey, like do a SWOT in your own personal life with employment. And I was like, okay, like I'm not going to be employed by another person ever. And like the only time I ever have was to my own parents. But it's like, I can still do this. So I went through and I gave my strengths, I gave my weaknesses, I gave my opportunities, and my opportunities are the environment I grew up in. My parents are so connected, they're so out there, they're so successful that they have, one, taught me, they have, two, allowed me to have so many connections with so many very powerful, important people, and three, they are the greatest mentors ever. My parents are my mentors through and through with what I am doing. And then I forgot threats. And the only threat I could think of, like, yes, there's other people in my field, but that's not really how this works. The only threat I could think of is failing. And the reason why I say that other people in my field, they aren't competition, is because when you're running a business, you don't solve everything. Running a business, you find a problem and you solve it, and then once you solve that problem and find your niche, you figure out how you can be the best in the world at that niche. For instance, we're actually talking about Starbucks in that class, and we're doing that's our business for the entire semester. We haven't talked about this in the class, but I did it. Starbucks does not make the best coffee. They are not the cheapest coffee. They are not the quickest coffee. But people still go to Starbucks. What are they the best in the world at? What is Starbucks the best in the world at? Like I said, they're not the best coffee in the world. They are definitely not the cheapest coffee in the world, and they are not the fastest. The cheapest, you could go to McDonald's. The fastest, probably also McDonald's. Which, switching topics a little bit, McDonald's, we'll go back to Starbucks. McDonald's, they found their thing. They do not make the best burgers. They do not make anything the best, to be honest. But do you know what they are the best in the world at? Providing food at a extraordinary pace. If you've not seen this, you should go watch the movie The Founder. It's about the founding of it, and it is remarkable the things that happened to find this incredible corporation of McDonald's. They are the best in the world at providing food at a rapid pace. And man, you will go there and you will buy food, it'll be like mid-food, or you won't get a thing that you ordered, or they'll just completely do it wrong, but you're still gonna go back the next day. Why? It's cheap and fast. They're the best in the world at cheap and fast food. It's in the name. Back to Starbucks. What are they the best in the world at? They have perfected culture, socioculture. They are the best in the world at culture. What does that mean? Starbucks is the most up-to-date, like, they are on top of it. They obviously have drinks for like the different times a year. I mean, think of the pumpkin spice, how big that is. They are on top of trends. They are for all age groups. You'll have people that are in their 80s go there, just get a black coffee, and then you'll have people that are 10 going there and getting drinks. They also don't even have coffee if you don't want it. They have the pink drink I love. They have all these other things, and they are so on top of it. They're always adapting and have this culture of a homebody coffee shop where people will go buy an overpriced coffee. It's not the best in the world, but they'll go there and they'll work and they'll just drink the coffee. They found what they could be the best in the world at, and they perfected it. Let's give you one more example. My parents and their business. They do a few things, but their main one is called the Tie-Dyed Iguana. Started out as just a reptile shop. And when you think of a reptile shop, you think of like a mom and pop shop. You walk in and there's an old grumpy guy behind the counter. It smells, it's kind of dirty, right? That's what you think of. And it's not that at all. It started as a mom and pop shop. When I say that, my dad 23, my mom 21, and I was 3 months old. But it has evolved into literally one of the biggest exotic pet, fish, reptile, amphibian, plant. It's one of the biggest in the country, if not the world. Why? We found what we're best in the world at. We do we dabble in a lot. We have our retail space. We have our online store. We have our social medias. We have our education. We have our own brand of product that we sell to other stores. What are we the best in the world at? There's two things in particular. The first is we are the best in the world at education. We have phenomenal educational programs. We have birthday parties, a winter camp, a summer camp. We have a snake school. We have like these things where you can come in and build your own like environment. We have so much incredible education there, and not only in person, online too. Sorry, my nose is like scratching. I don't know what's going on. And the next thing is, even though the world is moving away from retail, we are the best in the world at retail, and we make it work. Why? Experience. People walk into our store not to buy a reptile, not for the product. They walk into the store because of the experience. They walk in because the employees are incredible. We people walk in because of the experience that they are getting, and then on top of it, they're buying product. They're getting reptiles, they're getting fish, they're getting plants, they're getting product, they're getting feeders for their animals, or they're just browsing around. We have an incredible retail space because of our culture, just like Starbucks. And another company that we actually researched in this class, it's Zappos. They're a shoe company. They did the same thing. They have a phenomenal culture, and people will go there and just spend all this money because of the culture. That's what my parents did. Okay, let's look at me. What did I solve? Let's go way back when I started all this. It all started with just video editing. My goal was I would just edit like a bunch of stuff for people, and it worked. I would get like a couple of projects here and there. I'd make a couple grand. I mean, for a 15-year-old, a couple grand's huge. I quickly realized that this was a very insecure way to make money. The reason I say that is because if I'm relying on big projects, I have to rely on a new customer for money. Very few people will come to me more than twice in a year for a big project, unless it's a really big project. I've had some where like I work with them for the entire year, but it's also like 12 videos, or one I'm doing right now is 9 videos. So it's like, it's very rare that I'll have a person come to me for a big project more than twice a year, and I can't have that. That's not reliable income. So I started to dabble in like shorts. I started to try to like edit for YouTubers or TikTokers and things like that, and it worked for a while, but again, wasn't reliable. So that's when I started to dive into the graphic design. I started to dive into the marketing, started to dive into the web design, I started to dive into photo editing, all kinds of stuff. And like, I can do a lot. I still edit videos. I do graphic design, logos, digital marketing. I can set up like forms and stuff to like automate your company. I can set up AIs to be integrated into your company, such as like an AI receptionist or an AI customer service person. There's all kinds of stuff that I have learned on how to code, how to do, how to use, because I've had to adapt as the time is changing. But the thing is, I'm not the best in the world at really any of those. This is where I get my value. I am the best in the world. I mean, and again, saying I'm the best in the world is very loose. That's more so the topic of how can you be the best in the world at it. Right now, I'm obviously not the best in the world, but I can be, and that's why I'm doing it. My parents could be the best in the world at a retail space with great education. They could be, and now they are. I can be the best in the world, and I am becoming a business automation with extremely rapid speed. So think of McDonald's. They can make food at an extremely rapid speed. That is their biggest thing. I can automate a company in 24 hours. I can have a video, once I have all the content done and perfect in 24 hours. I can have all these things done like that. Why? I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing it forever. And also, I have coded and created so many things on my backend that I won't ever share with anybody. That makes my job a bajillion. That's not a number, but a bajillion times easier. I have so many softwares and things that I have made that can take my work and just make it done like that. Just done. That's why I don't need employees. I don't need employees. It's just me. And I am running a company, just me, with very, very little upfront pay. So I'm making almost pure profit. 6 figures at 19 years old. So think of that. I am the best in the world at creating peak performance stuff like this. So at 19 years old, I am running a 6-figure company with no employees and very little upfront cost because I have adapted and I have created things that allow me to do that. So that is just like that's a thing it's just been in my head. Like, I am so, extraordinarily grateful. And whatever you believe when it comes to spirituality or religion, whatever you want and whatever you believe, you have your right. But I am extraordinarily grateful that I was blessed with the abilities I have. I feel that everyone is obviously born with a purpose. God, and again, whatever you believe, this is just what I believe personally. God puts everyone on earth for a specific reason. And whether you go through with that or not is up to you. Again, free will. I still sometimes I'm trying to figure out I'm still sometimes trying to figure out why he put me here, whether it's to help people, whether it's to educate people, what it is. Not sure. I would love to help people. Again, I've started online content for a little less than a year now, and I'm growing exponentially eventually, and trust me, I will help people with the traction I have. I'm being recognized on campus. I go to Mizzou, if you just randomly stumbled upon me, and I get recognized all the time on campus, and I always stop and I talk to them. I stop, I talk, I get to know them, and I create a connection. I'm very good at reading people, and if they're having a down day, always compliment, right? Always compliment people. I will compliment people on anything, even if I don't like the shirt they are wearing. I like their shirt. I like your hair. It looks great. Man, you smell good. Compliments. So is that why I was put here? I don't know. But what I do know is I have incredible skills. Now, the skills I have aren't exactly what you would think. So you could say my skills are video editing, graphic design, coding, blah, 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 blah. Sure, I have those skills, but they're not my main skills. My main skills is my brain, is my mindset. My main skills is my abstract thinking abilities. Like, this might sound crazy. I literally think I see the world a different way than everybody else, because why am I able to do what I'm doing? What makes me different? Why aren't people doing this? It's tough, but why not? Like, I'm making more and I'm able to do more than 95% of the people I see every day because of what I've done. So like, why aren't people doing it? Why haven't people done what I'm doing? Unless there is something in my head that's different than others. There's some kind of pattern I see different, or there's something different, right? It's a gift I was given, and my dad's the exact same way. My parents, not just my dad. My parents are the exact same way as me, or I'm the same as them, I guess. I need to go to the bathroom. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Potty break. I chugged like 3 Gatorades. Phew. I don't know. What was I saying? The way I see the world is just different. Now, what I also like, or what I also try to do, is I feel like a lot of people that are doing stuff like me, when you encounter them, or when you talk to them, or when you see them, they look, feel, speak like they're on top of the world, like they're better than everyone else. I don't think I am. I don't think I am better than anybody else. I don't act that way. I try to be humble, but what is most important is I try to show that I'm just a human. The reason why I try to show that I'm just a human as everyone else is because what I'm doing is not an inhuman thing. Anyone can do it, and I push this stuff so much because I want people to do it. Not just because I want you to buy my course, but because I want to help. I want to teach. Obviously, the course is a great way to do it. But man, reach out. Ask some questions. I'm not going to charge you for it. I'm here for that resource. I'm not going to charge you yet. I will do coaching one day. I don't have the time for that right now. Reach out. There is so much more to your capabilities than you even know. And I didn't have a topic for this video. I just had to get this off my chest. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this. But yes, there you have it. I know I haven't done a podcast in a while, but I'm back. And I feel really good getting that off my chest. I'm gonna edit this and post it, and then I am gonna go to the gym and enjoy the rest of my day, as you should as well. And I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. And just please remember, I guess the moral of today's episode, this week's episode, the tree falls the way it leans. I'll say it one more time, and I want you to think about it. The tree always falls the way it leans.